What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige with Paige, and today we're going to be doing 7 on Sunday. Seven on Sunday is a Goodreads group created by Grace from G Swizzler, and I'll leave a link to both Grace's channel and the Goodreads group in the description box below. So this week's topic is celebrating International Women's Day. So we're to talk about 7 of our favourite female authors. I feel like shit, I want to be happy, I want to be promoting female authors, so I have a stack of 13 books in front of me and then another 7 on my lap. So let's get into my 13 special mentions before diving and talking about my 7 favourite authors. I'm literally just going to be saying these books and continuing on. So Ashley Haling Blake, my favourite from her is Gold Made of Stars. Tamora Pierce, any of hers I absolutely love. Becoming a Sarah J Maas fan, so reading the ACOTAR series and actually really enjoying it. Who would have thunk it? Michelle Harrison with the Wittersham Sisters series. I adore these characters and just so amazing. Jessica Townsend with the Nevermore series, The Trials of Morgan Crow. I absolutely adore her world and her characters are just so wonderful and I can't wait for more. Ashley Poston with the Once Upon a Con series. I adore this. Bookish and the Beast is actually my favourite, but Geekarella is the first one, and yeah. Sophie Anderson with The House with Chicken Legs. This actually made me cry because it's just so wholesome and beautiful and I love it with all my fibre and being. Elizabeth Acevedo's works, I absolutely adore. The Poet X was fantastic. I also really enjoyed Clap When You Land, and I still need to read With the Fire on High. Non-fiction, we have Roxanne Gay. I absolutely adored her collection, Not That Bad, Dispatches from the Rape Culture, and I really enjoyed her look at Hunger, which is dealing with her own relationship with food and things like that. When We Collided by Emily Lord, I know this representation isn't the best or haven't heard many Own Voices reviews, however I related so hard to Vivi as a character and it just hit home at the right time when I read it, so favourite. Again, another non-fiction is Chanelle Miller with Know My Name. I fucking adore her writing so fucking much. One of my main caveats for my favourite authors is having read more than one book by them. There is one author that I've only read one of their works, so we'll see. But I needed to mention this for sure. Similarly, Nina Varela with Cry It's War. Fuck, this was good. This just, chef's kiss. I need Ironheart so I can confirm Nina Varela as one of my favourite authors. And one of my favourite Australian authors is Marianne Cully. She wrote The Guardians of Time. Oh, it's not a trilogy anymore, it's just a series. We don't know how many books there are going to be. But I really, really adore this and it's great. Aussie YA literature. We interrupt this filming to have a short dinner break. We'll see you in a minute. So dipshit here forgot. I can't believe I forgot Deb Coletti. My favourite book of last year was written by her and I forgot to mention her as a special mention. I'm a fucking dipshit. So this video is 21 of my favourite female authors, not 20. Thank you. Alrighty, dinner has been eaten, so into my 7 favourite authors. So the first one is AJ Hackworth with the Hell's Library series. So I've read the Library of the Unwritten and the Archive of the Forgotten and gave both 5 stars. I absolutely adore AJ's writing, her connections to mythology, just every element keeps me on my toes. It's a book about books, but also just so much more, and it just fills me with pure joy. Her characters are phenomenal. There's a whole range of depth to them, and just everything about this story just exemplifies why I love reading and how important books are. The next author is Mindy Mcginnis, my favourite being The Female of the Species, but I've also read Amanda So Discreet. So I really enjoy Mindy's dark grittiness. She's not afraid to take on harder topics. She'll address anything and everything. And yeah, this was one of the first books that I read that just completely captivated me in a YA setting that was dirty, and I loved it. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we've got Laini Taylor, especially the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series, even though I have read the Strange the Dreamer duology, but honestly, these characters just have my heart. I don't know because I read it first. I find that there's something about Akiva and Karou and Susanna and Mick that have just cemented themselves as my favourite characters. The story was so fascinating and I need more from this world. Next up was one that I was back and forth on, but in all honesty, they've cemented themselves as one of my favourite authors, and that's Robin Hobb. So I read the Farseer trilogy, I read Assassin's Apprentice, maybe 2019, and I didn't really enjoy it. And I think that's because I wasn't a in-depth reader. I didn't take much away from it. I was just reading, and then I was getting through it for the sake of getting through it, not really appreciating what was being put forth. And then I read Royal Assassin and Assassin's Quest, and fucking hell, they just hit all the right notes. I was in a better place as a reader to appreciate what they had to offer, and then I read The Ship of Magic, and wonderful, just and so I'm so excited to continue on, and I think because I can now appreciate her writing, I take a lot more away from it, and I'm really appreciative of that fact. Next up should be no surprise to anyone, and that's Becky Chambers with the Wayfarer series. I'm so excited to get my hands on the 4th one, and I haven't yet, and it's hurting my soul because I want it so badly. Those end papers just, oh, my soul. But anyway, the 3 that I have read, I've absolutely adored, and then To Be Taught If Fortunate, which is a novella, absolutely love that as well. I think it was a really beautiful, for me it's a slice of life but set in space, and just following all these different characters, you just can't help but fall in love with them because they're so beautiful and wonderful, and I love it. I'm realizing now that all the characters are why I love these books. So maybe I'm a character reader? It's not necessarily the plot. Don't really care about that. Holy shit! I'm a character-driven reader. Editing bitch here again. I actually forgot to talk about one of my favorite authors. For fuck's sake. So, the author that I missed was Katie Roberts, author of the Wicked Villain series, which is just chef kiss perfection. The reason I probably missed it is because I only read them on ebook, and I was reading my list and just completely lost my brain. So again, similar to all the other books, the characters are what fucking make this for me. I love the dynamics, I love their personalities, I love how she's taken something that is so integral to most of our childhoods and just completely twisted on its head. Love it. Her writing is absolutely amazing, and it just fills me with so much joy and happiness reading these stories, even though they're not like happy-go-lucky, happily ever afters. They are definitely, nope, a lot more X-rated than that, but that's why we love it. And yeah, so just an amazing author, and dipshit here forgot to mention 2 of my favorite authors. Love that, love that. And finally, the last book on my list is Leah Johnson. This is the only one I'm putting in my top favorites that I haven't read more than 1 book by them. There were a few in my special mentions that were just 1 author books, and I'm just not sure. I adored this with all my heart and soul. The characters were just amazing, and maybe it was because of the audiobook just delivered it in the perfect way that I also really just felt for the characters. I loved the anxiety representation in it. There was just so many different elements to it that I loved, and I would love to see more, and I hope that this stays in my top 7 favorite female authors. So these are 7 books by my 7 favorite female authors, and I hope you check out also my special mentions. I adored every author that I've mentioned in this. There's just something so lovely about celebrating this, and I'm so happy that we get to celebrate International Women's Day and amplify female voices. I know that my list was sorely lacking in black female authors, so I am trying to push myself to get there more. Like, we've got The Bells by Danielle Clayton. Roxanne Gay is a person of colour, but aside from that, I need to be enhancing my reading, and so that's why I'm so excited for this to just blow me out of the water. Let me know in the comments below who's one of your favourite female authors, or 20 of them, go for it. I want to grow and expand my repertoire and just enjoy all that there is to offer in the world. And yeah, if you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!